So yeah, whatever questions you guys may have about the exam, ask away. We'll answer to the best of our ability. Ah, I didn't notice the question in the chat. Are you speaking to me? Okay. So the question is, what are my essay questions going to look like on the exam? I mean, without giving too much away, like the last exam, I will have a compare and contrast essay. That's one I often like to put on the exams. So examine the artwork that we've talked about, uh, specifically in Rome and late antiquity, and think about how you might compare or contrast those. Um, like the last time, there'll be sort of a question saying, like, write down. Hang on a second. Sorry, distracted because somebody's coming in. What's different about them? I'm sorry. What's similar about the two? What's different about the two? And then what do those differences suggest about each individual culture that made it? The other one, I don't want to give away too much on. I'll just say study up on the ways in which the ideas and concepts and events of each particular culture that we looked at, ancient Rome and late antiquity, and how you might see that communicated through the art that you look at in that period. Does that answer the question? Mostly, you say. Okay. I was in the middle of just of answering the very first question, Henry. So you didn't miss much. And if you look in the chat, you should be able to see. I think Professor McIntosh was kind of writing what was being talked about, and she was transcribing it. It's very quiet in here. Has anyone yet seen the preview, quote unquote, of the exam that I posted? And I'm sorry that you burned the roof of your mouth, Sarah.
Yeah, Henry, I went over all of the stuff regarding my essays in the video last night, so keep in mind that's available to you. But my essay exam questions are going to focus specifically on the Aeneid. So that was the only piece of literature that we had. One of them is going to ask you to identify instances of those Roman values, pietas, gravitas, constantia, magnitudo animi, and pick out specific instances where those occur in the reading selection that was assigned to you from the Aeneid, and only the selection that was provided to you from the Aeneid. And the second question is going to ask you to discuss instances where Roman Stoicism is noticeable in the text that was assigned to you and only the part that was assigned to you. So maybe reviewing the assigned section from the Aeneid that's in the literature textbook that's available on Google Classroom, and see if you can identify instances of both those Roman values and virtues and examples of Roman Stoicism. And you should be fine, because that's all my essays are.
That's going to catch anybody who decides to just Google it.
Yes. You're totally welcome, as I'm eating yakisoba. Sorry.
But yeah, the preview, quote unquote, of the exam, I figured it's due on Halloween. Might as well make a dumb horror movie trailer out of it. I mean, you guys know by now, you know what? No, I didn't think to keep track of. Who was it that just left? Okay. So Gracie, yeah, all right. Gracie left. Anyway, what I was about to say, the you guys know that it covers okay, Henry asks if the quizzes for the test have already been posted. I think the most recent quiz 6, I don't know if we've gotten those out to you guys yet. I'll knock that out as soon as we're done here. That should be
Yes,
the only
Henry.
one.
The answer keys have already been posted. They posted at 12:01.
Oh,
and that has all the answers for quizzes 4 versions, quizzes 5 versions, and quizzes 6 versions.
I couldn't remember if that was scheduled to post or if we needed to like actually go in and manually do it. And so I was worried that I had forgotten. Okay. But yeah, it'll cover quizzes 4, 5, and 6. You have the answer keys for those. The questions on your exam could come from either version of each of those quizzes.
One thing that I mentioned last night that I'll mention again is one of the versions has 12 questions that were Macintosh questions from quizzes 4 and 5, which means that the remaining 13 questions for that first section come from Cole's questions from quizzes 4 and 6. And then another version of the exam will have 13 questions from me from my quizzes and 12 from Cole's quizzes. So we had the little mess up last exam, and Cole and I have both, like, since yesterday, I looked at them at least like 12 times. Starting last week, I was reviewing it. Cole's been reviewing it. We had fun disappearing exams Friday that magically showed back up. Which we still don't understand, but we can guarantee with absolute certainty this time, unless the fates are just being especially cruel, that there will be absolutely no new questions on the one, that they are all coming from the quizzes you've already had from, or the questions you've already had from quizzes 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
So
no curveballs.
Yeah, those answer keys went live for you guys this morning, so you can just have those to study for them. Some of the quizzes, by the way, because a bunch of people got tripped up because I'm evil and I am the villain of the story. Some of the questions, I changed the answers between versions, so it looks like the exact same question, but the answers are not the same. So when you're studying, you might want to make sure that you know what the answer is like 100%. Don't just look for letter C or the one in the middle, because I'm a jerk. Like, I'm not joking. I'm 100% a jerk. And I may have made it to where that question, the answer is on a completely different one, and you may get that version. So make sure you, excuse me, I just burped Yankee soda, which is embarrassing. But make sure that you are studying those questions. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Oh, so quiet.
Recording.
Well, hello, Angel. You have joined us in the middle of apparently a quiet stare down. If you guys have any further questions, please ask.
Can you give me sharing options for just a second?
Sure. Done. Well,
Thanks.
yeah, it's done.
Although I hit on it last night within my session or whatever, I just wanted to remind you guys, like, hey, the answer keys are right here. So you can look for it in the stream, or you can look for it within your classwork area. But up here at the very top, ignore all of this stuff because this is just funny. That's just questions from previous semesters that we have. But over here where it says like published material, here is the information with the literature textbook in it. So hint, hint, nudge, nudge, you've had that the entire time. So you have access to the PDF. You can make sure that you're reviewing the literature that's been assigned just for this exam. So don't feel like you need to Google it or go to SparkNotes or whatever, because this actually is one specific part of the Aeneid, and it consists of 3 different books. And I didn't tell you which books they are. I did tell you book 6 was there, but there's some stuff before book 6 that's technically in this. So you might want to make sure you read it. And it's right there above where the course syllabus is and all that stuff too, as well as things relating to like some of the questions that you guys are asking about, like when does the exam go live? Well, we explain that in this thing too, that's been there for a while.
Yeah.
Since August 16th, but it goes live for you Wednesday at noon. So that's tomorrow. And then how do we calculate your grades? How does extra credit? All of this stuff, like we've covered that here. Look for the stuff within the published materials, and you should have access to it. Okay, that wasn't purposefully meant to be a rant. I just figured I'd fill in the gap between me eating yakisoba noodles and, just staring off at the black mirrors.
I was talking to my class this morning that this is the first semester since the whole pandemic began that feels like it is flying by. All the others, it felt like they were just absolutely dragging. And I don't know, it may be completely different for all of you. It may feel like the semester's dragging for all of you. For me, it blows my mind that there's only 4 weeks left of the semester. It's all very nearly over.
So a question that was asked last night, connecting to what you're asking, is will there be content from the previous exam on this exam?
And the answer would be
No. I mean, you might want to know what some of these concepts are, but
Yeah.
that we're not asking you questions from the previous exam. And
I don't know who this is joining us now. So, well, it says you're connecting still. Who did we just lose? Oh, we lost Professor McIntosh. I thought it sounded like she had a sentence cut off like mid word. I'm gonna guess that was when she lost her connection.
ZocDoc Healthcare.
Hi, whoever you are listed as user. You've got a lot of background noise coming through. Now there are somehow two Professor McIntoshes. Okay. Whoever you are listed as user, I'm going to mute you. You have a lot of background noise coming through. Okay, you have muted yourself. No, you didn't. Hang on. Yeah. All right.
so my internet quit, so I decided to log in with my phone, and then my internet came back, and yeah, so that happened. Sorry about that. Where did it cut out where I was talking exactly?
You were in like the middle of a word.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the question was, do we have any information from the previous exams? No, you just need to know the concepts, but we're not going to ask you any of those questions from the previous exam period. And our final exam isn't cumulative either. So whatever is coming after this exam period, that will be what's on the final exam. So yes.
Quizzes 7 and 8.
Right. This exam covers quizzes 4, 5, and 6.
Yep.
That's what you need to know, and know the materials that we've given you since that last exam, and you should be fine.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, I am so happy that I got on. I've been trying and trying because my internet goes in and out, in and out. Yesterday it was worse.
Yeah.
But today I got on. Thanks. But the thing is that I only have question for you. What will your essay question will kind of go around?
So what I mentioned earlier when that question was asked, that there'll be one similar to last time where there'll be a compare and contrast question where you're going to have a pool of artwork to pick two from. Each one will come from a different culture. You'll be asked to compare them, so talk about what's similar about them, then talk about what's different about them, and explain how those differences, or what those differences tell us about the differences in the two cultures. The other question I don't want to give away too much on, but I will say it'd be a smart idea to study up on how the ideas and events of each culture is reflected in what you see when you look at the art. And that'll at least have you in the right frame of mind for what the other question will be.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I have to look at all the arts. Okay. Well, I'm taking notes here. All the art questions. Well, that's good. And Professor McIntosh, I got yours already because I listened to the video chat that you uploaded. So I listened to yours, so I got yours already.
Okay,
So I've
cool.
been
Thank
looking
you,
at that
Audrey.
this morning.
It took
Yes,
me
you're
forever to
welcome.
load it last night. I don't like I was telling Professor Cole, my internet's been acting like what you were saying yours is. My internet's been acting weird. So I'm glad that it went through without an issue.
Oh, he probably
Oh,
leaving
yes,
us.
I got it. Yes. And thank you so much, so much, so much. Thank you. So all my questions are answered because it's the same
Okay.
format like the last time. It's just the essay question was kind of. So now I
Yeah.
know what to frame my mind around.
Okay.
Yes.
And yeah, you're right.
So,
It's
well,
the exact
thank you
same
so much.
format. You're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I'm not going to keep you, so
You are
enjoy the
entirely
rest
too
of the
polite.
day.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. Too.
Have a good one, Audrey.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes.
You're ever so
Okay,
welcome.
then.
Thank you
All
for
right,
asking these
bye-bye.
questions.
Yes, thank you. All right, then bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Take
I
care.
gotta go. Yes, all right, bye.
Okay, there we go. We had a Bella there for a moment, but gone now. Raekwon, are you with us? And do you have any questions that haven't been answered? Okay. Well, I'm certainly not trying to kick you out. But if you feel like everything has been answered, you don't have to stick around. It's not like there's like a required amount of time you got to be here. If you've got things to do, lunch to eat, what have you, feel free to go take care of those things. I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording until or if we get anyone else. Slowly but surely, she's connecting.
I'm just gonna mute myself really quick, okay?
Okay. Well, hey, Carrie, I don't know if you can hear us. I saw that it looks like your audio didn't want to connect. If you can hear us and you want to ask your question, never mind. Goodbye, Carrie. All right, well, I will pause the recording again.